What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today we are jumping into our next episode of how to paint for the Monster Fight Club's Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery Borderlands game. So that Kickstarter came in a couple weeks ago. We've been hustling trying to get all these miniatures done, making a video for each one on the way. So today we are tackling Lilith. So with Lilith here, I do have to still dry brush her. I just primed her, actually. So we're going to give her a dry brush of a lighter gray, and we are going to talk about a reference that I found. I think it's actually pretty good because this is spot on what she is wearing. Alright, guys, so I usually jump onto the Borderlands fandom, and that's how I usually look up the images for the characters. But when I did look up Lilith, they did have a decent amount of images, but they didn't have any images that were just all around. So I did Google Borderlands Lilith, and in the search, I did find this, which is actually on Steam. So, I guess somebody posted this on Steam, and it showed up online. So we're going to reference this because this is exactly how she looks in the model. So yeah, we're gonna have some reds, a little bit of green, we're gonna have some grays, browns, I would say Tenebrow gray, not technically black. I'm gonna say like a Tenebrow gray. So we've got a decent amount of colors, but it's very simple. I think this one shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, so we are going to start off with the skin. So we are going to put a brown rose as our base for the skin. We layer our skin up. Well, we want to start with the skin because it's the deepest part of the miniature, so under all the layers. So we're going to do the arm here. We are going to do the wrist here along with her fingertips. And fingertips on this side. She does have gloves on. The back of the hand has an opening in the glove. You want to hit that as well. And then the waist, right below her jacket and shirt. That is a skin area. So we're going to hit it with the brown rose. And then what we'll do is we'll work on the green, because there is green with her outfit as well. Alright, so now with that ready to go, we are going to hit it with an olive green on her shirt. That's not on the jacket or anything, it's the shirt underneath. So this part, and then around the bottom of the jacket, around like right above the waist, and then that green will be done. Alright, so the green is now set. So what we're going to work on now is we are going to work on the browns. We're going to go ahead and do pieces of her pants in the brown. A lot of her belts are like a Tenebrow gray, so a very dark gray. I do have a lot of these colors on my palette already good to go. Like the skin tone was already on here. The olive green was already on here. I didn't even have to mix any paints today. That's what's great about having a wet palette. So if you have a chance, you can make a wet palette. You can buy a wet palette. Like, wet palettes are everything. So all these colors are ready to go. I have literally a black over here, Tenebrow. I have a Tenebrow mix between the black and Tenebrow and gray. So I'm probably going to use that. But we also have a basalt gray. We have a bunch of different grays on here. So I'm going to work around and see what I can go on with that. But we're going to work on the browns now. So I have leather brown. We're going to use a leather brown because even though her stuff is a little bit lighter, I'm going to hit the jacket and the pants with the lighter brown. Actually, you know what we'll do for the pants? We'll take some of the leather brown and we'll mix it with a lighter brown to see if we can dye down the color just a tad bit for the pants. That's what we'll do. Alright, so what we're looking for here, I did forget the skin tone on the arm here, and then I did forget the back of the hands after I just told you guys, don't forget those spots. I forgot about it. So remember, you're painting throughout the whole entire process. So if you see anything that you missed, just fix it. It's not a big deal. This is the whole point of painting. So we did mix a lighter brown. Now here's the thing. When I put the leather brown speed paint as a glaze on here, it will darken this up a lot, but it will not be as dark as the actual leather jacket, and that's what we're looking for. So what we're going to do now is we are going to put our Tenebrau gray and basalt gray mix, which I have right here, and we are going to use that to do the belts, and we're going to do the boots. We're going to do the boot area. We are also going to do the back of her jacket here, and the trim of her jacket. So the trim is the same thing. We're going to do that. And then we're going to work on the lighter grays. We also have to use a lighter brown to do the edge of her jacket as well. So I might hit that up right before I do the Tenebrau. So I'll let you guys know if I do that or not at that process. Okay, so we did hit the back of her jacket with a lighter brown. We are going to do the touches of red. So we do have a red piece on her elbow area right there. We do have her hair, of course. We also have behind the leg here as well. That's also red. So we're going to just hit that with a red now. I think I'm going to go with a deep red, because we do want to use our glazes over it, and they are a brighter red. It's not like a very dark red. So we're going to use a deep red, and then when we use our Gravelord gray over top of the red, it'll dye it down. So, yeah. Okay, so we got the red on here. So what we're going to do now is we are going to use a warm gray to do the armored spots. We want to, what we're going to do, we're going to use a basalt gray. We're going to use the basalt gray in the armored spots on this mini, and then we're going to dry brush or highlight with a gunmetal over top of that when that is done. Like the shoulder pads and the knee pads, that's what's going to get the basalt gray. I think I'm going to use a warm gray on the belt buckle and stuff like that to kind of differentiate differently, because it is kind of like a brighter metal when it comes to that. And then we'll hit that with a metallic paint afterwards, after we do our glazes and stuff. So let's go ahead and put our basalt gray on the shin pads and the armor, the shoulder armor, and then we'll use the warm gray for the other stuff right now. Okay, so now that that is on there, I used a lot of basalt gray. I'd still use it around the belt and everything. There's like little pieces like this one and this one that I wanted to just kind of separate, and it is brighter on the picture as well. So what we can do now is we can use our glazes. So any part that is leather or her pants, I'm going to use a leather brown. The leather brown is going to dye the colors down and make the stuff pop. So it's really good because since this is a lighter brown, it's going to be a different type of color compared to the leather brown above, even though we're putting the same speed paint on. That's why I like speed paints to glaze. Glazing with those are amazing. So we're going to do that on those parts, and then we're going to put a Gravelord gray on everything else, this time including her hair, because her hair is red. So we want to do that. No skin. Do not touch the skin with the glazes, because you want to just build the skin up, and you don't want to dye down the color that's already there. That's your base coat. Gives it a deep red tone. So just try to avoid the skin as much as possible. Alright, so we did put our glazes on, and we actually did our highlights as well. So we went over with a matte red. For the hair, we did a dirty red, and then we did a matte red highlight. So I did not use a deep red for the hair. I did use a... You can use a deep red. I'm not saying you can't, but I just used a dirty red because I wanted the highlights to pop more. That's why the hair is the way that it is. And then what we did was we highlighted the black areas with a basalt gray, and we did add some metallics to the armor and such. We did not use a brown to highlight the leather because it already looked perfectly fine the way it was. So we just kept that the way it is. We did go back over with an olive green to highlight the green shirt all the way around. So we did that. All we have to do now is add a little blue streak in here. And then we will dry brush the base with a light earth. I will paint the rim of it black, put her name on there, and we'll add some flocking on the top. Guys, at the very end of this video, she's not going to have tattoos. I literally fucked up. I finished her. I thought I finished her. And I basically did the closing out video and all that. I went to go edit it, and she didn't have her tattoos. And I was like, fuck. So I went back and I did the tattoos real quick to add to this part. So yeah, guys, I'm very happy with the way that this turned out. Don't forget to paint the tattoos on your sirens, okay? But all in all, this was fairly easy to do. It wasn't too bad. Once you prime her and give her a good dry brush, you will be able to spot out everything separately of what she's wearing and stuff. Just don't forget the fucking tattoos on your sirens. Alright guys, so if this video helped you paint your Lilith for Bunkers and Badasses or Monster Fight Club's Borderlands, be sure to leave this video a huge like. Also, if you have anyone that you know that has gotten these Kickstarters or this game and needs that push to start painting their miniatures, send some of my videos to them, because it might give them the urge or the idea like, hey, I can do that. Remember, if it's your first time painting, you're not going to be perfect, but in order to get good at painting, you have to start painting. Once you start painting, you'll start to pick up things and you'll learn things. It's kind of like riding a bike. So the worst thing to basically do is to not try at all. So if you haven't painted yet and you've thought about it and you really wanted to do it, give it a try. It's definitely worth giving it a try, because for the most part, you'll probably get it down packed and actually be a good painter, because practice makes perfect. So be sure to share this video with the ones that might need it. Leave a like if this video did help you out or was entertainment in some sort of way. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, because I have noticed that I have literally been getting like 95% of people watching that haven't been subscribed, or actually it was like 97%. It's a pretty high percentage. I mean, that's okay, because I'm not a big channel or anything, but it does help our channel out a lot with basically knowing, you know, who our group of people are that watch the channel. It does help us out, and it shows a lot of support. So yeah, guys, thank you all for checking out today's video. I'm going to try to figure out which one I'm going to paint for you guys tomorrow. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye.